of that, I want you to think about this. So Intuit also is a child grooming organization. Okay, they have a whole thing here, right? Intuit, you see up there, right? TurboTax, other companies. Trans Plus Summit. The gendercool project is a youth-led movement bringing positive change to the world. The champions are helping replace misinformed opinions with positive experiences, meaning meeting transgender and non-binary youth who are thriving. So they're groomers. Intuit are a bunch of child groomers. Let's see here. Let's take a look here on the website here. Intuit gender cool. Ah, here we go. Oh, look at that. Our youth mentorship. Oh my gosh. Wait till you guys see this. Woo, that's pretty oh. Look at this, right? You have Intuit here, TurboTax, Credit Karma, QuickBooks, MailChimp, all owned by Intuit, right? So you can see here, Intuit.com, blog, social responsibility. Announcing our Transgender Youth Mentorship Program. Look at this. At Intuit, maker of TurboTax and QuickBooks, we believe that everyone plays a part in making sure all people, regardless of their gender or sexual orientation, feel like they belong. Unless you're a Christian who disagrees with that, of course. We continue to focus on attracting and retaining a talented and diverse workforce that fosters inclusion and belonging. So what they're saying is they are only attracting trannies and homos. But we want to do more. Right? At Intuit, maker of TurboTax QuickBooks, we believe that everyone plays a part in making sure all people, regardless of their feel like they belong. We continue to focus on attracting and retaining talent and KK. Last spring, our Pride Employee Resource Group, hosted our first Intuit Transgender Summit, mentioned by Huffington Post and Axios to be the first of its kind for Silicon Valley. Intuit employees, gendercool project champions, and guests from Adobe, Bank of the West, Airbnb, and others came together to spend the day learning about what members from the transgender community experience every day. Conversations and panels explored personal experiences and how we can move both our company and society forward. While leaders walked out with action items based on the biggest concerns they had heard, our Pride Network members left the day feeling inspired, but they wanted to do more for the transgender community, specifically the future workforce. After hearing stories from the gendercool youth and their parents, conversation between our Pride ERG and the gendercool project continued, and an opportunity was uncovered: the Intuit and Gendercool Champions Mentorship Program. As someone who's worked with the transgender community for many years, gendercool co-founder Jara Goldstein shared that there's an opportunity for transgender and non-binary youth to have the opportunity to be included and to see what's possible. We believe this is the first step to open our doors and lean into meaningful experiences and building lasting relationships. How long do you think it's going to be before you find out Jara Goldstein has either lied about something or, I don't know, was doing something with children? Not saying she is. Just saying that we have a lot of evidence that suggests that people that go into this usually do these kind of things to people at some point in their life. 6-week virtual co-learning experience will pair a gendercool champion with an Intuit employee, not only provide support and friendship. Gotta have an adult partner up with a child. This is what Intuit's doing. I mean, and they're saying it publicly too. Right? A gendercool champion, which is a kid, with an Intuit employee to provide support and friendship. In what world is it appropriate for an adult to be friends with a child? Only in the LGBT world. I wonder why that is. But to share their everyday work experiences at Intuit. We want to foster meaningful conversations about how to be successful in a diverse environment. It means by firing everybody who disagrees with you. What it means to live the values of championing diversity and inclusion while sharing career advice. That's right. If they don't agree with you, don't promote them and fire them. Global Pride Chair Therese Slover, can't wait to see what comes out with her in the future, shared her excitement around the launch to the mentorship program. We'll be the first to step into the space within the tech industry. We want to grow the program beyond our organization. We hope to lead the way for other companies so they can incite meaningful and tangible programs to support the LGBTQ plus community. We're inspired by the passion of our employees to make a difference and embrace change. how is nobody like freaking out about this? Like, how does nobody care? Like, how is this organization allowed to partner adults with children? How is this allowed? Like, and where are these kids' parents? Watch this. Watch this. Oh my gosh. Watch this. I can't believe this. Oh, it's a Facebook video. Is that what it is? Okay, it's a Facebook video. Okay. You guys watch this.
Hi everybody, it's gendercool champion Eva here, and I'm just here to say thank you for being an amazing partner, elevating your voices, and helping the world become a better place. Bye!
Any of you guys watching that okay with that video? Anybody okay with that? Intuit is now a child grooming organization, and we can prove it. They're literally targeting children. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, this is what they're doing. I mean, of course, built in San Francisco. Intuit is partnering with the gendercool to launch a 6-week. This is disgusting. Like, why is this being allowed? Why is this allowed? Mentoring a fit. Whoa, ha, ha, ha. Whoa. Mentoring a 15-year-old transgender student changes everything. We often talk about creating a workplace to welcome everyone, a dynamic that's to be important to me. I also believe that most people, including myself, happen. Creating an inclusive work environment is a daily intentional act. And if I really believe that inclusion was imperative for my team company, it was time for me to step into someone else's shoes. The gendercool project. Recently, I mentored a high school student through a rotation with the gendercool project, a youth-led movement that's helping the world understand how talented transgender and nine very young people are. This is made possible by my employer, Intuit, where the mentoring program is helping us move toward our diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. Intuit has partnered with gendercool, helping to elevate the voices of 17 champions, young people ages 12 to 17 who lead the work for this nonprofit. 12 to 17 years old, folks. When we participate in a mentorship program, we open our teams to self-reflection and awareness. This impacts our culture today within our existing teams and prepares us for the future as we welcome the next generation workforce. This, wow, diversity training. Wow. Effort, wow. Is it? Speaks to employees into a child. Braces, this is a kid. My gendercool mentee, Daniel, right? So this is Daniel, okay? And this is the person who's mentoring Daniel. Look at this thing. I'll bet you that's a they, them. I bet you that's a homo. Look at that. This is an adult who's now publicly bragging about mentoring a 15-year-old child. Gendercool provides a real human experience of diversity and inclusion to build on. I wonder what's on they-them's computer. I'm just saying, I don't know what's on there. But maybe somebody could take a look and make sure everything's cool. One that left me feeling joy. When you hire a trans woman into your organization, you need to know what it means to be a trans woman working for you. A dude with a mental illness. We have to own the fact that we have constructed our lives in certain ways that we actually don't get a chance to experience people who aren't like us. Mentoring Daniel provided me a vehicle for taking responsibility. How am I trying to connect with people who aren't like me? How am I trying to connect with 15-year-olds? How deliberate am I in trying to understand my bias? How do I know myself alongside people with different experiences? Rosanna Dorothy, Vice President, Global Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging at LinkedIn says, we must connect. She often points to PRRI study that found among white Americans, of course, 91% of people compromising their social networks are also white. Among black Americans, 83% of people in their social networks are composed of people who are also black. It's not a stretch to imagine similar divisions also existing along dimensions like gender identity and sexual orientation and more. And this is where gendercool mentorship helps fill the gap. The gendercool champions are amazing students who inspired me to match their level. My relationship with Daniel taught me that it's what we do internally within ourselves that brings to the change the landscape externally for all. As a cis woman, I realized something so basic when talking with Daniel. I've never once had to think about my gender identity. This privilege creates all sorts of blinds, so it's now considered a privilege. It's a privilege to be straight and normal. Wow. If you don't think about your gender, it's a privilege. It's insane. Oh. Oh my gosh. Through the gendercool experience, I truly learned about diversity and inclusion. Daniel learned to prep for a tech job. Intuit's learning how to evolve its workplace. The gendercool champions may never choose to work in Intuit despite our efforts to recruit. Oh, we know you're recruiting kids. You've made that very clear. Sick, 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 sick. Right in your face. Sick. Intuit makes we believe everyone plays a part, regardless of their. Disgusting. Oh, so now they get special. See, you want to talk about privilege? Well, now they've made sure that they can offer them rhinoplasty, voice therapy, breast augmentation, electrolysis face. I wonder if a regular, normal woman wanted a breast implants, which I don't believe women should get that. I believe you should be happy with what God gave you, but that's my opinion. What if they want it? Would they say no? What if a regular person wanted a facelift and they're not transgender? Would they say no to that? Could be discrimination. I'm just saying. I don't know. But we do know for 100% fact that Intuit is going after children. They are grooming children. 100% grooming them. And I know they're watching this video and they ought to be scared because when I do a whole thing on this, it is not going to be good when the Twitter boy, when the X's get a hold of this one. I mean, look, there's a lot of things they can do, but we now have this here, which proves that they are targeting children or partnering kids as young as 12 with adults to talk about gay sex. They're kids. This is disgusting. And yet it's happening right under our noses. Every single person watching this, I'm going to make this a separate video itself, this last 45 minutes. I'm going to clip this and make it its own video in the next day or two. And I'm going to share specifically about the issue about Intuit going after targeting children, recruiting children after partnering kids with gay people and people that support gay stuff and LGBT with adults. In no other world, can you imagine if a pastor said, I'm going to partner the youth with an adult here who is struggling with their sexual identity and all these things here. Can you imagine the outrage that would happen? And rightfully so, by the way. Can you imagine that being the front page of everything here? But when the homos do it, not a big deal. Not a big deal. So what? So what? We partner 12-year-olds with 30, 40-year-old men. What's the harm?